Hi friends! It's currently about 6 o'clock at night and I have not filmed anything for the vlog today. I just lost battery, so it's always a good start. It was a brand new battery. I thought this camera was supposed to get optimized. Huh, Turtle Power 99? Tell me about it. But, yeah. Let's see, the 21st of December. Today is October, which is a big day for Patreon because I did a big photo shoot in October. So I've been doing Patreon stuff so far. I slept in, but then I hung out with the dogs for a while. And then we watched some Hallmark movies and we ate some cookies and I did a little more Christmas shopping. So I got all of my Christmas shopping done. So I'm sort of proud of that. And I think I got some stuff that Sean's gonna like. I think at least one thing he'll be surprised about and maybe he'll like it, I don't know. All right. So today might be a short vlog, which would probably be welcome since yesterday was such a long vlog. Let's see what's going on right now. Go over there. I got them something for Christmas, so that'll be exciting for them. And my little sister, I got her a couple of things I think she'll like. I hope she'll like. I don't know. It's so tough to shop for. But I hope she comes over for Christmas. And if she watches this, then hey, Tess, come on over for Christmas. Otherwise, yeah, I'm in the middle of moving files over into the Patreon thing. And I'm just about to start my, I did like a Halloween photo shoot. So I have a lot of pictures to give each of the tiers in there. So this could take a while. Let's see. Where do those pictures start? Oops. Oh, wait, don't look at that. You guys. See, so I still have 3 or 4 workouts to go through before I even get to... God, I worked out a lot in October. Before I even get to the sexy pictures, which I hope you can't see very much of them right now, but the ones with my costume on. PG one. Ones with my costume on. Now I gotta try and find ones that I didn't send them already, which I sent them like a ton on the actual holiday. So now I'm gonna have to find ones that I didn't send. Probably just get a lot of repeats. I don't think they'll mind, honestly. All right, but I guess I'm about right here in the process. I was wearing pink. Yeah, so this could take another 50 minutes, which would lead us to about 7 o'clock. Oh my God. Where did the day go? I've been staying up so late at night to edit and do stuff to get ready for Christmas and stuff that I'm totally flipped around. I don't even know what day it is. I do know it is the 21st day of Vlogmas. That's what I know. And I know that today was like the last day to buy things and get them delivered by Christmas. So I did that. Check mark for that part. But what did I forget? The vlog. I didn't forget you guys. I just haven't done anything that you guys would be interested in yet so far today. What was the holiday Christmas movie about? It was the one where the lady finds the life coach lady and she gives her 12 wishes. So she makes the 12 wishes, but then she has to live with like the consequences of the wishes and the karma of the wishes and everything. She didn't read the fine print about making wishes. So that was the one I watched today. It's pretty good. I'll see you in a bit. I finally finished Patreon. Now I just gotta post them, but I doled out all the photos. I gotta post them. What are you guys doing? You guys are being so good while I'm in here. Where's the little baby all on the chair? Hi, little baby. How cute are you? You want a belly rub. You're so cute. You see yourself on there? Yourself? Cutie. There's our tree looking good, looking packed. I love to see all the presents under the tree. I can't wait till they all come. Let's see, should we do some food? Not my favorite thing to do. Should we go upstairs? What for? I did want to go upstairs though. Can't remember what for though, but. Oh, We'll do a snuffle mat as soon as they'll go outside, both of them. Hold a mat. They're being little wimps because of the cold. It is pretty cold, but they've got fur coats on. They're fine. Yeah, I guess everything just kind of caught up with me. All the late nights of staying up, doing the Patreon and getting the vlog out, and Christmas shopping and thinking about that, doing the car stuff and all that. It just kind of hit me today, and I was very, very tired this morning and today. Did not want to get up out of bed. So the fact that I'm even out of bed and doing the things, like, I'm proud of myself. Sean's probably going to be working real late tonight, so it's just going to be me and the babies. And we'll check back with you in a little bit. Maybe we'll do some dinner or something. Okay. We got the remnants of the snuffle mat here. The snuffle mat queen. Anybody come near her snuffle mat? She nipped at Guru today on the snuffle mat, so we're going to have to give them separate turns, I guess. She's still going at it. They say 10 minutes of snuffling is like an hour of outdoor exercise. That's what I read today. So we haven't really been doing much. Guru's here, trying to survive. And I'm here on my computer, of course. Oops. Do that every time. Oops, lovely. There we go. You guys can see, let's see. Can you see me? Not yet. I gotta figure this out. Okay, what are we going this way? That would be the way. Nice. Well, there's not really anything going on today. It's a pretty boring day. I can't believe it how late it is already. But I thought maybe I would just show you guys just a little bit about what I used to do. So I came up here to Connecticut to work at Sikorsky Aircraft, Sikorsky Helicopters. And I was working on a project where we were designing the human-machine interface for an optionally piloted rotorcraft with different levels of automation. So this was a presentation we were giving to our customers who are the government. I just found this. I'm trying to clean things out of my box here, but I was just looking at this and I was thinking, maybe they'd be interested in this. I don't know. It was pretty good. It's pretty cool stuff. It's called Alias. There's a couple names in here. So there was Matrix, which is the technology that turns helicopters from manual aircraft into fly-by-wire. There was Sarah, who is the Sikorsky Aviation Research Aircraft, Sarah. And then there was Alias, which is like, I can't remember it's spaces or something. But the framework should give philosophy to the HMIs. So the HMI, Human Machine Interface, is what HMI stands for. Should enable role allocation between user and alias by assigning specifically designated functions across these actors. And the framework should enable trust to the development within the user. We had all these great graphics. Like, this is very early on. These are very early on mock-ups of what this thing might look like. This is our use case. See, none of this is all public domain, so none of this is proprietary to either the government or Sikorsky. But this was what we were designing for it to do, a resupply with a medevac. So we wanted this helicopter, this automated helicopter, to go from the fixed operating base over to the landing zone. And maybe if it could or couldn't make it, it could drop it. They could decide if it wants to go to this landing zone or not, if there was bad weather here or something. But if not, then it would go in and drop the supplies. Here's the helicopter doing a recon while it's on its way back. If it needed to, because of weather, it could divert to this drop landing zone. And ideally, they come back to the fixed operating base. So that's what we had to try to program this helicopter to do, this AI within a helicopter. So what you really need to do is break down all the tasks and all of these are demands on different channels of your perception. So like your hearing, your vision, your touch, your smell. These are different things that we can use. We can use all of those perceptual cues to tell the pilot something if we need to. So then we did the task analysis, pre-takeoff, takeoff, concept flight, approach, landing, all of that. And you can see this interaction diagram here, which these are fun. So here's the HMI. This is what we were designing, me and my team. I was the head of this team. So here's the crew member, and here's the automated aircraft. And here is the HMI, which is integral because it's the only way that the human operator talks to the aircraft. This is a little bit more about our mission. Here's an idea. A 9-line is what they give a pilot before he takes off and starts a mission. He has 9 lines provided about its information about the mission. And then from there, he could do mission planning. So here's the planning phase. And ideally, Alias or the HMI would be involved in the mission planning 9-line phase. So the 9-line would go right into the AI database, and then it would help with the mission planning for takeoff, departure phase, and en route phase, and then the debrief phase. So during all of these things, we got to figure out what happens during each one of them, because there's different tasks that each one of these larger tasks is comprised of. So that's like on this slide. So for a takeoff, you perform hover, establish climb, establish level of flight, perform the cockpit communications, check the aircraft systems, and monitor any threats around you. These are the things that the actual tasks that the human operators have to do. And if we were successful, then we would take some of these tasks. So Alias will now take the tasks that are checkered and not solid. So Alias would do these tasks for the pilot so that they didn't have to do that. And we had to do that for different levels of automation. So this is more about how it's going to get the information to do these things. But this would be an example of different levels of automation. So you could choose one that had this done by Alias, that done by Alias, more things done by Alias or less things. Because Alias can perform a hover, it can establish climb, it can establish level of flight. The pilot then needs to perform the cockpit communication, but the Alias system was supposed to be able to do that too. Take a look at those other ones and see how we would allocate different tasks based on different automation levels. Here's an example of a medium level of automation. I guess that was a low level of automation we were looking at before. And then a medium level of automation where the Alias is doing a lot more, performing a lot more tasks. And then in the high one, Alias should be able to control the mission and do all of the tasks. That would be the optionally piloted part. That would be the automated, artificial intelligent part of the system. You got to think about it so the HMI, how does it communicate with the crew member? How it interacts with the crew member. So is a drill sergeant's voice kind of barking commands, or is it like a sweet lady asking them to do things, or saying, I'm checking your altitude right now, things like that. And then you could change it depending on the workload and situational awareness that you had at the time. Here's the architecture where we have the HMI system, as the center, and then knowledge engine here, a crew member here, and this is what Alias would know. It would know the crew state, the mission state, the environmental state, the aircraft state. It would know all of those things. There would be the role allocator module. So you would choose your level of autonomy. So autonomy selector module, workload module. So this is how you want it to talk to you, or how you want it to interact with you. This is how much authority you want to give it. And this is all the information that it has to determine. Because if it determines that you're knocked out or you're not responding for some reason, then Alias will decide to change the level of autonomy and will go pilotless if it has to. So we had to talk about that. Like, how do we know that the pilot is okay enough to take the controls back and stuff? Should we test the pilot? And got into some weird you got to think about all these things. What else is interesting? Here's one. Well, this one is showing, I think, the relationship between the crew state and the workload module, because obviously the crew state has a lot to do with the workload module. If the crew is tired, if they're in heat, if they're, helicopters are they vibrate a lot. They are very bumpy. And so it takes a lot out of you if you've been flying one for a long time. And that would affect the workload module, which would then affect the modality selector module to determine. That's how Alias could know, because it's checking the crew state all the time. So that's how it could know that it needs to override the pilot and take over. Again, going through the whole use case. These are some very rudimentary, early in the simulator mock-ups of what the actual Alias device would look like. That was like the very first. It changed so much from there. But this was kind of the idea, was here you have some information at each of your landing zones. You can tell the pilot or not. And then this was our plan, was to evaluate our early prototype. And we asked the pilots if they would like to use the system, and they were amenable, and fairly amenable to using it. But I thought this was interesting. Here they have, I think that I would need the support of a technical person to be able to use this system. I think, is that 4 and 5? No, that's 1 and 4. Wow, that's interesting. One person thought no, and one person thought, hell yes. So just goes to show you, you don't know what pilots are going to want. They're not the same. They're not all the same person, despite how it may appear. Usability, we would do all of the usability testing, everything from like counting inputs to response times to visibility and lighting conditions, right? We would just try different designs for different inputs, and then let the pilots test them and see how long it took them to do each thing, how many strokes it took to do each thing, how many inputs. We were going to test with Rio, who remembers. And so then this is where we were going from here, is talking more about all of these things. And our conclusion. This is just again of the functional allocation of the mission that we were planning. I don't know if that was interesting to anybody. I'm a huge nerd, and I used to. So it's my degrees are in human factors. Let's see if you can see them up there. Human factors. This is industrial and systems engineering, but I focused on human factors. So I went to a lot of school, did a lot of studying, and was I was a total nerd. I put off everything. Even I was in a PhD program in Wisconsin, and I put off everything. It's even trying to find or trying to start a family or anything. I put it all off because I wanted to get my PhD and be a professor. Really, I wanted to do research. I like research a lot better, and a lot better than teaching, which professors sometimes have to do. Although I did like going into industry and doing things like this. This was fun. This did include me having to dress up every day, put on high heels, put on makeup, do my hair, wear stockings, and really be a buttoned up, not. I had to cut out all my sarcasm and silliness and all my femininity, and I had to be a masculinized version of myself if I was going to be taken seriously in this arena at all. But I thought that since I went to Embry-Riddle, the ratio is 14 guys to every girl, or I've recently heard that it's 16 men to every woman now. And I thought that because of that I was ready, I would be prepared to go into the world and work with a whole bunch of men. You don't realize that there are politics. There are politics in anywhere you want to go. So there's a lot of politics in academia, a lot. And I didn't find that out until here I was collecting my dissertation research and starting to write it up and starting to find some really interesting things. And all of a sudden, my advisor stole my work because I hadn't done my qualifying exam yet. So I technically wasn't supposed to be doing dissertation work yet. So he was able to just drop me from the program, and he kept my funding and he kept my research, and he continued on, and I think they're still doing that research, and now he's like the head of the medical department or something in the industrial and systems engineering department at Wisconsin, which I think is just ridiculous because I was the only reason he went into the healthcare field. Before that, he's all about some power plants and airplanes. Be bitter though. That was a long time ago, and I've worked a lot in therapy to get over it. But I don't think I'll ever be able to go back to that kind of work. It just was too much. My first job, my first research and development job was fun and fine for a while, for a couple of years. It was woman owned, and it was mostly, I would say at least 50 men and women. And got a lot of encouragement there, learned a lot there, learned how to write grants, some other important things, to make mock-ups, to work on teams, to, you learn those things in college, but then to actually do them in the real world, finding customers and maybe selling products. You really don't know what you're going to be doing if you're in a research and development company. But then when I came to Lockheed Martin, or it was Sikorsky when I moved up here, and it was owned by UTC. But then Lockheed bought it while I was working there. So we had to go through all the Lockheed training, all the brainwashing, and all the be bold, but be careful. Be bold in your designs, but very careful in your data management. They had I'll never forget, Sikorsky, they had a poster on the wall in the cafeteria that had a picture of a guy sitting he was sitting on the floor at an airport, and he was looks like he had just gotten beaten up, and he had a sign around his neck that said, "I opened my laptop in a Chinese cafe," or something like that. If that's the most dangerous possible thing you can do, and you should be shamed for it, actually shamed. It was a weird place, an interesting place to work. It was very, very cool to get to work on this kind of stuff. I had a simulator, I had an aircraft at my, pilots and anything you could think of, really, since it was a production facility. This is where they actually put UH-60s, Black Hawk helicopters, together. So the fact that you could fabricate things and you could really try anything. We had an experimental aircraft where there's really no rules about what you put in there or how. So it was cool. And on the other hand, this project, like any government project, they always want more than you can give them. So you put on a big show to pretend that you have more. So then they'll leave you alone for a couple more months and you can actually build it. So I forget where I was going with that, but just that there was a lot of last minute stuff. There was a lot of, it was truly to the point of changing the code in the aircraft in the van. It had a separate van that went with it, that the aircraft was flying right now and they're changing code for it. That was scary. Some of those things were scary. Some of those things I didn't want to be a part of. And I don't think I could go into the military industrial complex again, because I had my psychosis and I started to really think they were really doing bad things. I thought they were involved in child trafficking and all of this stuff, but that was my psychosis. But I don't think I could ever go to the defense sector again. I don't think it would be good for me. So, hence my new career, famous YouTuber, right? No. But this is kind of how I've been getting myself out there again and trying new things. And I like living and sharing my life with you, and all the little intricacies of life and that stuff. And fitness also. I like to share that. So way better than I would like to give presentations with a lot of technical words and big concepts, which I did for a long time, long time. I went to a lot of conferences. I went to a lot of different workplaces to talk. I got to go to England to talk to the Royal Aeronautical Society about helicopter crashes. So that was fun, but it's over now. It's not over now. I still have my degrees on the wall, obviously, and like a friend of mine contacted me about the company she works for, saying that they're always looking for good HFE people. And it is tempting. It is really tempting to go back there. It's very tempting. At this point, I think I need to be medically cleared to go back. But once that happens, I could do it. Maybe. Maybe. No, I couldn't. I go through this cycle constantly, thinking, okay, yes, I could. And then, okay, no, I couldn't. I mean, because I can't even hit a deadline with a vlog that's my own making. Or sometimes I've been after midnight on the days that I meant to post. Same with Patreon. They're waiting right now. I did everything. I just haven't posted it, and it's already 9:40. So let me actually get to that. I'm going to go post those things on Patreon so these people are not upset. And I will catch you in a bit. What did baby get? Oh my goodness. Baby, hey. Sadie, what did you have in your mouth? What did you have? Was that toilet paper roll or paper towel? I can't tell. Crazy dog. Crazy, you crazy. Crazy, but I love it. Ooh, say hi to the camera. Hey, big boy. What you doing? Okay. She's so excited that your daddy's home. Where is Weird Chef? Hey, sup, dude? How's it going? How's work? All right. Worked all day. All day long. You're home pretty early. Cool. Get that little bye-bye. Except she snapped at Guru on the mat today. Yeah.
No, you wouldn't do that.
Guru's so jealous.
He doesn't like to be picked up, though.
I know, but he wants attention. Look at his little nub.
Come here, little boy. Come here, little boy. Come here, little boy.
Get over there, Guru.
Little boy.
Don't be scared. He's scared.
Little boy.
He's scared of everything in life now.
Come here, little boy. I'll get ya.
And she's just ruling the roost. There you go. Get the little baby.
Gotcha.
Aww, he loves it so much.
Gotcha. Hello, baby. Gotcha. Everybody, you'll catch him on the slip.
Is that the end of it? Is that the end of the vlog? Oh, you tell him, Sadie.
Tell him out.
Nice job.
From our house Christmas Eve. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home.